Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today I'll be going over a portion of my bug out bag. I call this the S.A.F.E kit. It stands for Shelter and Fire Emergency Kit. This is worn on the outside of my bag, easy to grab a hold of in case I need it. And it's got a few ready emergency features to it, so that you don't have to really get all the way into the bag for a certain few things, and also in the event that you just really need quick shelter, quick fire, you can get that out of this kit. And when I say you, I mean me, because this belongs to me, not you. I'm not selling it, so I don't know why I keep saying you. But otherwise, let me go over it a bit. So it's made out of a cell phone case that you might buy with a backpack that's designed for a laptop or notebook, depending on where you are from and how you like to use that word. It is branded, that doesn't matter. This is not an endorsement. But you would put your cell phone in here. It's got a little clip on the back and a snap that you can use to secure it additionally, as well as a little bit of strapping here. And I just put this here because why not? As you see, it's got a binder clip up on the top for a few reasons. One, it helps to keep the flashlight, I'm sorry, speaking in a British accent. There's a few reasons why there's a binder clip on top. It helps to keep in the torch, and it is very useful for several other reasons. Check out all sorts of YouTube videos on what you can do with a binder clip. For me personally, I know that you can pick locks with one of these because the steel that is used in this is very strong and sturdy, and if you've got any sort of multi-tool with you, which you should in your bug out bag, you can do all sorts of things to this and make it very useful. Most of the YouTube videos are for modern uses, but you will find a few that might be useful in the event of a zombie apocalypse. So here we go, opening it up. Inside we've got the torch that's being held in by that. It is one of those that you might put on a bowl cap. It's got a rather bright light. The head on it is adjustable, as you see here. You can tilt it in multiple different directions, as well as the clip on the back can be turned around 360 degrees. For those of you that aren't on the metric system and are using the American standard, that would be the capability of turning it around 360 degrees. But that's it. Pretty simple. It runs on watch cells. They last quite a long time. And it can be clipped anywhere for a little bit of light. Next we go out. The carabiner, which everyone knows is very useful. Most of these are non-weight bearing, so you wouldn't want to try and rappel with them. But they are useful for holding things that are, 7 to 10 kilos or so. Once again, for the Americans, that is not a lot of weight. But it is attached to a Swiss Army knife. This is an actual Swiss Army knife. Again, not an endorsement, just happens to be what I have. But these are quality knives. This is a very simple Swiss Army knife. It's not like one of those like Aussie style, like, that ain't a knife, this is a knife sort of thing. It's rather just the standard blade, the small blade, and then inside it also has the can opener, bottle opener, as well as you could see on one side it is missing the bit, but on this side, and I don't have the fingernails to get into it, but it has the tweezers still there, which could be very useful if you've got a little bit of a splinter. Pretty simple, pretty standard, it's a knife. Next we've got our cordage. This is standard grey 550 paracord, and it is also wrapped up in the quick release method where you would just hold on to the wrap, grab a hold of this and pull, and it will unravel without knotting itself up, which is very handy because knots are a pain in the ass. It is sealed at both ends to keep the inside cordage from getting out from the outside cordage. Great for fishing, But this length in particular, which is I believe it's approximately 12 meters long. Again, for the Americans, that's about 11 yards. Um, I'm sorry, other way around, it's about 14 yards. Um, I lost my train of thought because I'm obviously an American, faking a British accent and trying to pretend like I know dick about the metric system. I'm an American. I don't know anything about it. It's crazy. That's not really true. I'm pretty close with my guesses here. But we're getting off track. Cordage, great for all sorts of stuff. If you know what rope is, you know what you can do with it. And also part of the S in the shelter and fire emergency kit is one of these emergency survival blankets. It's made out of mylar. It's that shiny reflective surface. It's being held in a little plastic bag, which incidentally is useless for lots of things because it has holes in them in case a really tiny baby gets his head stuck in that bag. Can't breathe anymore. It is 84 inches by 52 inches. 84 inches is 7 feet. 52 inches is 4 feet 4 inches. For our metric system people, 7 feet is it's about as high as you can reach with a flat palm, and 52 inches with your arms outstretched is approximately the fingertip from your left hand to the elbow of your right arm. Depending on your size, it's about that. I use those analogies specifically for if it's taller than you, it'll cover you top to bottom. And if it's wider than most people are wide, it will cover you side to side. This isn't designed to be a tent. It isn't designed to be a shelter for multiple people. You could probably fit 2, 3 average to small size people underneath one of these. But the point is real quick emergency shelter. Get out of the beating sun. It starts raining. Snowing, and you don't want snow all over you, you don't want rain all over you. Got a little bit of cordage inside so that you can make a quick lean-to and you don't have to just sit there with the rain beating down over the top of you. The F, fire portion. I love these little breath mint tins. Any brand, doesn't matter for what I'm using it for because as you can tell, I don't use breath mints. These happen to be sugar-free. I don't have the diabetes either, so I don't need to worry about that. I just got this from a friend. This is the F, this is the fire kit. Now with these little tins, if you wanted to, and I probably will with this after I get done with the display, you can take, and focus is going to be crap, I know, but take a little bit of rubber cement and run a bead all the way around, maybe a little bit of hot glue, run it all the way around the rim, and then get up into here where the hinge sections are cut out for this thing, and you can make this completely waterproof. And if you don't load it with too much weight, it will then float, because it is quite hollow considering in relation to the density of the metal, which blah 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 blah. It'll probably float. So inside of this I have 2 striker pads cut off of the just your standard kitchen match boxes. Included 2 just in case you drop one into the water and something goes funky with it, you've got that other one with you in case of emergency. This is my fire tinder. I'll get to that in a second. As far as fire starting goes, I put in a couple of these hardcore matches. They've got, I think that's a strike anywhere tip, and then lots of extra chemical juice all the way down the bottom. They're branded as waterproof, fireproof matches. What a novelty. Waterproof, windproof, stormproof, zombie-proof, economic collapse proof. They're supposed to work in any conditions. I've got a couple in there just to make sure I've got a good go at getting a fire started. as well as a couple of these other regular, just standard kitchen matches. I'm sure you can come up with all sorts of thoughts, reasons, and imaginations on why anyone might want a few of these in here, either for the wood or for the match tips themselves. My tinder kit is made out of rolled out cotton ball and candle wax. That's it. This is my absolute favorite emergency, and I just bumped my camera, so I apologize for everything rocking back and forth. I'll try and catch my hands into the motion so that it doesn't look like it. No, I failed. Okay, this video's getting long. So this, like I said, this is my absolute favorite fire starter for a lot of reasons. One, it's not messy. Once it's dried and hard, there's hardly any wax residue that's getting on my fingers. It's not messy at all. You can mold this into almost any shape that you want. You can see here, I just rolled it out flat, cut the edges down, and then made it so that it would fit perfectly inside of a miniature breath mint can. This stuff is fantastic. All you need is a little tiny bit of it. Rip a corner off, and when you rip a corner off, you can see that all those fibers get torn out. It makes all sorts of little tiny fibers chalked out, and they've got just a touch of wax on them that they really quickly catch. And I did it again. My sincerest apologies. My other favorite thing about this is that if you need to put it out, you can put it out. If wind won't put it out, and then now this stupid janky generic lighter will stop working for me. There we go. If blowing it out is not good, you can put it out with your fingers, and it does not burn as long as you do it quickly. There's a little bit of wax on my fingertips now, but other than that, that's it. You can change your mind with this stuff. Generally, if you're starting a fire, you don't need to change your mind, but if something happens, you can change your mind. And a little bit goes a very, 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 very long way. It will burn quite hot, quite bright. Blowing clouds! And can be easily put out. You don't have to use all of this. If you've got a little tinder pile set up, you can just slide that in there, get it hot, going, pull it out, extinguish it with your fingers, blow it off, whatever the case is, and then save the rest of it for later. You don't have to use all of it once you've got your fire started. Throw it back in the kit, seal it up, and go about your business. Thanks everybody for joining me and checking out my S.A.F.E kit. That's Shelter and Fire Emergency Kit. Y'all have a great day.